Sure. Why not? Alright. Spawning as we get on into the next game in the north right position here, or top right position, is going to be the Zerg player in red from Team Spectre. It's Ryuu. And spawning in the bottom left, it's going to be the yellow Terran player. It is Frozz from Team Missing in Action.
Comes into this with an advantage knowing it's his map. And he's been the player sent out to play against the Zerg as well, so I assume it's the matchup he wants to play. So TvZ coming out here. And I love TvZ. It's a great matchup. In the Winter League qualifying number 2, we actually didn't have a TvZ, I don't think, until the... Did we have a TvZ finals? Yes, it was a TvZ finals, but we didn't have a TvZ all day. And then we had a TvZ finals, and it was really awesome and stuff. Makes me so happy.
You're probably not going to believe me, Wardy, but I'll tell you that TvZ, or rather ZVT, is my favorite matchup as well to play.
You know what though? Like every ZVT ever has been amazing, right? Like
yeah, that's true.
Did you read the Team Liquid GSL power ranks? Because
no.
I think they ranked each of the GSL finals, and I think it's absolutely no surprise that basically 9 of the 10 top 10 are TvZs. Like, yeah. It's just a matchup which.
Oh, you mean the Games of the Year article?
No. It was the one which actually ranked the all the previous GSL finals.
Oh, yeah, I know which one. Yeah, I read about half of it, or the first part of it.
Yeah, the second part is basically like MMA versus Dongregu, MVP versus Life, like all of these finals, like which are just amazing TvZs. Jachi versus Linux, so it's really, really been a bit crazy. Like, and the thing is, TvZ, it's that matchup where, you know, you're likely to get a macro game of a couple of possible different compositions. You're likely to see a couple of cheeses thrown here and there. And when you do get into a macro game, it's the kind of macro game which, if you have 2 equally skilled players, it's back and forth for so long. This match is Ryuu. This has to be a mistake, although I think
a little bit of a mistake. In the old pathing here, and he might just narrowly save that Overlord. Actually, he gets to the high ground just so, with only how many hit points left? 42 hit points left, avoiding that kill from the Marine. Now we do have a factory coming up and a reactor.
This is really interesting to see just a reactor Hellion expand is a little bit different. I mean, when was the last time which you see someone go into reactor Hellions and just skip out the Reaper? It's
never, almost.
It's just not really done anymore, because getting the Reapers are just a useful addition, but Frozz saying he doesn't need that extra scout and he's just going to go for the Reactor Italians, and let's see what he tries to do. I mean, we do have a gas up for Ryuu. He has mined more than 100 now, even though he is just continuing very slowly. So he will start speed, he'll be able to keep going, and you know, the potential for an all-in is here on this map, and it's actually a little bit hard to hold, because in the Terran Natural, it's very narrow between the wall and your CC. You don't actually have that much space to micro. It becomes very difficult, especially when you have bunkers added in the mix as well. So I really like this map, in fact, for Zerg all-ins, especially considering how strong Terran can get to be in a later macro game. A couple of Lings here aren't going to be able to get anything done, and will indeed just end up dying to some Hellions. So, for Zerglings. But hey, not everyone
that was a little bit of a mistake. Well, maybe not a mistake. Ryuu most definitely wanted to scout the front of the Terran player, but you know, every single Ling you lose as a Zerg player in these early stages of the game is very valuable to you. And the Hellions are in fact going to go up into the main base. Might try to roast some of those drones there. They're going to need 3 shots to do so. A couple of them have been pulled though. The Hellions making a roundabout for it. Behind the enemy lines. 1 queen not quite enough, and the other 2 queens just interposition between the main and the natural. More links coming out. The speed is just about to finish. These 4 will not be enough, unfortunately, to stop these Hellions, and more will have to come in to take those out. But even that is not going to be enough. A crucial miscalculation here.
Ryuu is really making a bit of a mistake, and you know, it amazes me how few drones he's actually lost over all that. I mean, 7 workers for the amount of time they were in there. I mean, it was only 2 Hellions. But
Well, he actually technically he lost a little bit more than that because all those Zerglings that he produced and
yeah,
he lost.
he lost a lot, and considering Hellions are still coming out, he has to remake those Zerglings, otherwise he'll find himself in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he's down to 34, 32 drones, which is not too shabby. Going to be making a partial wall off at the front. He is going to have to rely on those queens, but no, the wall is not actually blocked with those queens. Those Hellions do make it inside the main base once again, and this time it's 5 Hellions, not 2. So they're going to be killing those drones an awful lot quicker.
The
Oh
drone's
my
actually getting pulled
goodness.
here, but I mean, a single queen is defending. The creep isn't spread between the natural and the main, and that's absolutely huge here because this is why these queens are taking so long to come and respond. Ling's finally going to come out, and a queen on hold position to defend the natural. I don't know why he's pulling drones into his main. Oh, okay. He is pulling drones just to resaturate his main base, but so much damage done on 15 drones, 40 workers, with 24 workers killed. Frozz puts himself into a really good position with just extremely simple and straightforward early Hellion aggression.
Yeah, and at this point it's almost GG. I mean, there's no third base for the Zerg player, which, unless you're going for a 2-base all-in of some kind, should already have been up. It's going to be very, very difficult for Ryuu just to defend what he has, never mind taking additional bases, because the next timing from Frozz will be coming here shortly as the double-edge base are started, more barracks are being constructed, and the starport is on the way. Stim is about to finish, and that's going to make for another timing. Drops will start flying in from the Terran player, and I don't know if Ryuu will have enough economy just to power enough units to defend. The static defense is not going to cut it.
I love the fact Frozz continued to make Hellions. He knew the situation of the game. He knew he was going to keep running by his Hellions. And so he said, well, I don't want to give up my map control because I killed so many drones. I'm going to have the best of both worlds. I'm going to kill the drones and still have map control because I made some more Hellions. And this is exactly what's happening right now. He's still cleaning up creep. He still knows that there's no third base. He knows absolutely everything there is to know. So all of this while now just massing out Marines, while he's got Stim ready, he's got Medivacs coming out, he's got Mines coming out, third base is ready to move out, his 1-1 is on the way. He's got absolutely everything, and map control, and a huge worker advantage.
I mean, he doesn't... I don't think Frozz has to even try and kill the Zerg player at this point. All he has to do is keep him on 2 bases. Eventually, if he keeps on trading armies with the Terran, he is going to start running out of resources, and he will not be able to replenish his army count. Trying to take a third base right now, Ryuu, that's, well, he does have the Spire finishing, but if he takes that third base now, he will not be able to make those Mutalisks. Instead, he makes 16 Lings, piling up that gas count even higher. Those 2 medevacs are heading into the main base completely. Well, I guess they have been spotted by the central watchtower with the Zergling, but the drop gets unloaded without any punishment, and there is a Widow Mine as well.
There's 2 Widow Mines, and these Widow Mines are probably going to blow up, and yeah, they do quite a bit of damage, and 6 meters on the way. These medevacs are going to try to find another way, and has to be careful. I mean, the one that is absolutely full here is on very low HP. But I like the positioning of these Marines right here. There's absolutely nothing which can really clean these up too well. I mean, there's the Queens, but the Marines just doing a lot of damage, and Frozz just doing as much as he can here, picking up some more Marines, putting them on the high ground, loses his medevac, but I mean, this is just a suicide attempt anyway, and he's getting the damage done to make it worthwhile, and the last mine just goes off, doesn't really do too much extra though, as at the same time he's got a single Marine for some reason attacking the natural.
Well, but the third base is up for the Terran player. The third base is, although finishing for the Zerg player as well. 1-1 upgrades are way behind though, behind the Terran. The Terran is probably going to have 2-2.
His third base is behind. He's only just finished up. Absolutely nothing is going in the favor of Ryuu right now. He's so far behind from the start of this game. The one thing he may have in his favor is the fact that there's no combat shields on the Marines, unless I'm being blind.
No,
so
you're not being blind.
That's
they have not been researched.
It's a little bit of a mistake, but I mean,
I feel like Frozz, once he gets his turrets up around his bases, or maybe even some Widow Mines for defense, he can just, with the added production that he will be building right now with the third base saturated and all, I feel he can just max out to 180 supply or something like that, and just A
Yeah,
move
I,
across the
I
map,
think
push
I
the
think
stim
he'll
button
just
and
go.
win.
I think he'll just go up to wait for his 2-2, and as soon as 2-2 goes, he's just gonna go for him. He's got a turret here, turret there, but honestly, not the best mutilist control out of Ryuu. In fact, you know what? He's just going across the map right now. He's saying my single turrets, they're enough, and he's just going for it. And you know what? Is there even a Baneling nest up? Yes,
Yeah.
there is, but there's
It
like
is finished, but no Banelings
there's
on
like
the
3
field.
Banelings on the way, so it's not even going to matter. Frozz stims once again, and the whole of the naturals just going to get decimated here. 3 Banelings aren't going to be enough. They're just going to get target fired down by a player of Frozz's caliber, and Frozz just going to keep moving his units around, resplits them a little bit now, and yeah, I mean, what can you do? I mean, he's going to end up cleaning this up, but he's taking so much damage once again. And I mean, units still stand here as a single medevac will turn away and get away, but a mine's going to go off and potentially kill a mutalisk. Yes, it does. And so much more damage done. Another 14 workers killed.
Yeah, finally this has been cleaned up, but look at the battered state in which the Zerg player finds himself in. I mean, if we take a look at the unit count, only 9 Mutalisks versus 30 Marines. I mean, there is no way in hell you can stand up to that much firepower on the Terran side, and we have 10 Marines almost every single production cycle coming in. Those barracks sure could use some more add-ons there, but 3 free upgrades on the way. It's wordy. It's 2-2 versus 1-1. I mean,
Frozz still doesn't even have combat shields. He's just, you know, taken. He's like playing hard.
Who needs combat shields?
He's like said, okay, so which difficulty am I playing hard? No combat shields. Alright, cool. And then after this game, he's probably like, well, maybe I should have done extra hard and just done it without stim. Right now, I mean, Ryuu, he's morphing in a lot more Banes. He's getting ready to try and hold this attack, but I mean, these Banes are going to start going down, and as more and more Banes just go down, he doesn't even have Bane and speed finished, and there's mines spread everywhere, so much Zerg going down. Even if he cleans this up somehow, he's lost so much here, and in fact he won't clean this up. Too many Marines stand on the ground with 2-2 finished. They are so strong. Mutalisks can't really do anything, and absolutely everything is gone, and the third base under fire, the rocks aren't even killed.
At this point, it's just a game of numbers. I mean, army supply 32 to 95. It doesn't matter with how many units Frozz is fighting currently at the front lines. Look at the train of yellow that is coming across the map. That's such a huge ball of units that he's going to be reinforcing with. Backing away towards the mines. Oh my goodness, the mines doing the work for the Marines. Marines being lazy and Ryuu tapping out. GG called. 3-1 for team missing in action as we move on forward.